You could argue that.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, I wonder if, hypothetically, we know that Ma and Pa were just like boinked away by Kurama when they were trying to like whatever fuse onto Naruto, however you want to describe that. I forget the exact terminology they use. Do you think Kurama could have just done that to anyone that Naruto was in ninju with?
At the very... So I'm gonna say... Okay. Probably not... Okay, so... I don't know if Kurama just, like, yelled at Fukasaku and he got scared, or if he literally shoved him out. But
No,
he should be
I
able
think
to,
he
like...
shoved him. It's like a wind style
But I think he
jutsu.
should be able to... He should be able to at least roar at them, like Genjutsu-like, because, for example, he does it to Neji, when Neji's just looking at him with his Byakugan. And then Sasuke actually kind of, like, yoinks Kurama out, in a sense, via Sharingan ninju. So,
Yeah.
I feel like, hypothetically, Kurama could have roared at Sasuke and scared Sasuke out. Well, obviously, that's not how it happened, but I think, hypothetically, he could have... In fact, Orochimaru doesn't get scared, but Kurama tries to do that to Orochimaru.
Yeah, but he's
in
not
the Tenchi Bridge arc.
touching Orochimaru. You could still say it's ninja, but I think that's more of Kurama fear hacks genjutsu nonsense.
No, I think it was... I mean, Orochimaru was in, like, the sewers. Like...
Okay. That's weird. Because Sasuke could, like, brute force his way in there. It's almost like Kurama dragging Orochimaru into there.
So I don't remember specifically when it was, like, in terms of the fight, but I just remember, like, Orochimaru being in the sewer and, like, Kurama, like, roaring at him or something.
I mean, I know that Gaara didn't have Shukaku anymore, but I wonder if Kurama could have just, like, fear hacks Gaara there, or, like, pushed him away during the handshake or something. Like, hypothetically, we see that in Boruto, when Boruto and Walky...
with,
Exactly,
well, yeah, that's where
the
it's
seal
going.
of reconciliation, yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
The only thing with that, though, is that Kawaki didn't see Moshiki, only Boruto. He just felt whatever pain.
I don't like that. Kawaki should have seen him.
I agree. I think he should have seen it too, because that actually could have been so good with the spear of Momoshiki building up.
Exactly.
Like, if that's like the spark, the initial...
That was Ikimoto's idea.
But I think we should write that down. Just as, like, a mental note. Just, it's very small, but, like, that could have been cool.
Yes, I'll write it in rewrites.
And, like, he could think back to it, like, at some whatever point. He could think back to that moment.
During Seal of Wreck to build up his fear of Momo. Okay. Okay, we got that. And technically, do you think that he could have done anything during a Rasengan Chidori clash, Kurama? Like, do you think he could have, like, put extra oomph into the Rasengan through his ninju pushing, assuming that's what he did to Ma and Pa? Because I do think that's what he did. Since Ma and Pa, they're old and they're, like, relentless shinobi. They're not going to be fear hacks into just not being on Naruto. They'll just do it anyways, despite the fear. Like, this isn't Sasuke in the Forest of Death. They're willing to fight to the death.
You know, actually, real quick, I don't think anything indicates this is what happened, but it would be reasonable. You know how, like, Naruto's V2 chakra cloak kind of, like, burns people when you touch it?
Uh-huh.
It could have been cool if Kurama was, like, burning them out. Like, it's just hot burning them. That's why they're like, oh, we gotta get out. Because it, like, hurts.
I mean, you're going to count this as filler, so it doesn't count. But when in the time slip arc, when Urashiki goes inside of Minato's stomach thing, his hand gets burned, but that's because of Minato's seal, not because of Kurama, if I remember correctly. But I'm going to count it anyways. I mean, either way, it was sort of blasted.
No, I thought it just was Kurama's chakra. I don't remember. But
I thought it was Minato's seal, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
I don't know. Either way,
I prefer if it was.
I feel like Shippuden has enough to where you could just do that. Like he could just burn them with his chakra because he feels like it. But
Okay.
it's kind of weird though that like the V2 cloak like burns, but like the V1 cloak is just fine. It heals everyone.
Well, the real difference, because obviously B's V2 cloak doesn't burn. I think the real difference is just the hatred of the chakra.
Yeah, but like again, Kurama was pretty hateful in V1 still. Stop burning anyone.
I mean,
but you could imply that it just wasn't hateful enough and blah blah blah. But
he doesn't
actually. Okay, that's it. Go ahead and say what you're gonna say. But I was gonna say that's actually a good segue to an older topic I had.
I was gonna say he doesn't give anyone the V1 cloak when he's still hateful. He only has it on Naruto, and he wants Naruto to live, so he just would heal Naruto. And besides,
okay, but he wants to freaking burn Naruto in V2, so.
I mean, at that point, he just wants out, so he doesn't even care. Like, Naruto's not gonna die. Naruto dies the second the 9 tails hits the 9th tail anyways, and Kurama gets extracted.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, okay.
But
you were
speaking of hatred,
also Sora would be applying to that, but